What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is Miss Sloane. Miss Sloane is a political drama thriller film that was directed by John Madden. No, not that John Madden. There we go. And primarily follows Jessica Chastain's character Elizabeth Sloane, a lobbyist working against the gun lobby. This story gets rolling once lobbyist Elizabeth Sloane starts working as lead consultant for the Brady campaign at Peterson Wyatt because she believes strongly in the Brady campaign that advocates for gun control and against gun violence. She's lobbying against her former employer who are working with those on Capitol Hill that oppose the Brady campaign due to their belief that it infringes their Second Amendment rights. Eventually the competition gets nastier and nastier as both sides attempt to sway public opinion and put pressure on legislators to take their side. Both sides adopt a win by any means necessary approach, and as the debates escalate further and further, the methods become more extreme. And the rest of the film is spent primarily watching Miss Sloane attempt to use any and every resource at her disposal to push her firm's gun control agenda, while her opponents do the same for their anti-gun control agenda. Okay, so look, this film is going to be extremely polarizing in the public eye because it tackles a pretty controversial topic in gun control, and it does so in a pretty biased way. I actually, for the most part, did really enjoy the film, but I do want to throw out the disclaimer that it at times can come across as if the filmmaker's political agenda is taking precedence over all else. Make no mistake about it, this is a very biased telling of a fictional story that's partially intended to sway your opinion on the long-standing issue of gun control. So if you have strong beliefs regarding Second Amendment rights to bear arms under the Constitution and feel strongly about those rights not being infringed by gun control policies, then I'd recommend you not see this film because it will probably piss you off, to be honest. Personally, I don't really follow politics all that closely, and I can't say that I really know enough about the issues surrounding gun control to really have a strong opinion one way or the other. I went into this film with a clear and open mind, and I enjoyed it for its thriller, drama, and political aspects, and tried to put aside the real-world political agenda. It definitely gets in the way of the story sometimes, and that's a problem, but overall I enjoyed Miss Sloane because judging it strictly as a movie, I think it does have several things going for it. There's definitely several supporting actors in play here, but make no mistake about it, this is almost entirely Jessica Chastain's spotlight and no one else's. None of the other characters are really followed for any significant amount of time or really developed all that much. Miss Sloane, as the title would indicate, is the main focus of this film. We follow her through her work, through the highs and lows, and we even get glimpses at her personal life as well. Each of the actors were really good in their respective role, but Jessica Chastain delivers an Oscar-worthy performance. I don't think it's the best of the year, but it's certainly worth a nomination, and I think she will get it. As I've said before though, I'm a huge Jessica Chastain fan, and I'll pretty much see her in any role because of her proven versatility as an actress. This is yet another role where she absolutely killed it and completely stole the show. Sloane's dynamic, she's stern, and she's kind of crazy. You're not always gonna like her, but I think you will be impressed by how good she is at her job. One thing I will say though, is that sometimes she's too good. It sort of comes across as if she's a mind reader of sorts because she always is one step ahead of her opponents at every single turn and almost always gets the upper hand. She gets bested maybe one or two times, but mostly she just ferociously crushes the competition. I also say that I really enjoyed how the dialogue was written and delivered. It's super snappy and quick because all these characters are moving at such a fast pace that they don't really have time to slow down. I think it helps give you a sense of what work in the lobbying field would really be like, and ultimately provides this specific story a very clear environment, Washington, in which it all takes place. It's all pretty telling because it also sheds some light on how cutthroat this business can be. I'm not sure how accurate its portrayal of Washington is, but I'll say that its depiction is pretty similar to House of Cards if you've seen that before. I also really enjoyed how the story is paced. It moves at a pretty quick pace overall, but I always felt like there was a pretty natural progression taking place. You get some insight into her court hearings, then her various strategies to pass her gun control legislation, and her personal life, and so forth. You always get a mixture of those things, and it balances and moves along pretty nicely. I also really enjoyed the cinematography. Besides the opening shot where Jessica Chastain stares into the camera and it's a bit awkward in all its fourth wall breaking craziness, I thought this was a really nicely shot film. From a composition standpoint, there's some really cool looking shots that really emphasize the crazy fast paced work and personal life Miss Sloane has, and I loved it for that. But overall, I actually enjoyed Miss Sloane simply for its aspects as a film and nothing else. I thought it had stellar acting, a really well paced story, snappy and uniquely written dialogue, dialogue, and really cool cinematography. I also felt that sometimes the filmmaker's political agenda got in the way of the story itself, and Miss Sloane herself can be too overpowered at times. I'm going to give Miss Sloane an 8 out of 10 and recommend that you see this one in theaters if you're looking for a nicely done political drama film and can view it simply as a film and nothing else. So did you guys see Miss Sloane yet? What did you think of it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if not, let me know whether you'd be interested in watching this film or not. And as always, if you like this video, click that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for much more content like this. The last thing I want to mention is that we're actually closing in on 500 subscribers here, and I wanted to know how you all wanted to celebrate or if there was anything special I could do for you. I'm grateful to every single one of you who have watched, liked, or subscribed, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next review.